The end. We all fear it in some capacity. Be it the end of our lives, the lives of our loved ones, our careers, our relationships, or worst of all, the end of our Wi-Fi connections. In some way, shape, or form, we're all either haunted or motivated by the fear of the end of something. And I want you to keep that in mind when I tell you about Zephyr. He experiences the end, not just of something dear to him, but of everything. One by one, everything of any value to him perishes. Everyone he's ever held dear is reduced to ash. And at last, after struggling alone for what must have felt like a lifetime, he too faces his tragic demise. What's cracking, guys? Samuel607 here, throwing at you day 3 of Webtoon Week. And today we're going to be looking at Blue Deep's Doombreaker. This story follows Zephyr, beginning at the end of his life. Having survived as the lone human on Earth for an entire year after the last of his kind fell in the war against the demons, Zephyr finally faces his mortality as he finds himself unable to best the god of destruction mano a mano in a 1v1 fight to the death. Following this, his soul is carried to meet the angel Mercedes. She stands as the representative of this world's pantheon of gods, who offer him the chance to go back and do it all again. There hasn't been such an entertaining human to watch for a long time, after all. Fueled by their disrespect and determined not to lose everything again, Zephyr takes them up on their offer and is sent back 10 years. 10 years to do it all again, 10 years to unend the world. Kinda like a one-way Tokyo Revengers, huh? Now, because this video is meant to be up in a few hours, I'll be honest, I've only read the first 34 chapters. I was too behind schedule to do any more than that. From this, I haven't been able to gather much about Zephyr as a character quite yet, but I can tell you that he's a really capable guy. You don't survive the apocalypse otherwise. Unlike Minchul, who we talked about yesterday, he reads people as if by magic. He always knows and can tell what you're thinking, appears to be highly intelligent from his demeanor, capacity to retain information, and ability to craft schemes, and is a gifted leader. I suppose I should mention he's a fierce combatant as well. Given the type of story this is, that almost goes without saying, but you can never be too sure. All in all, he's the kind of guy you always hope is on your side and treasure as an ally. As a person, though, I'm not sold on him just yet. He's one of those people that's really easy to respect but really hard to like. He doesn't mistreat people, and the guy is usually somewhat morally sound, but as is to be expected with the cunning types, every action he takes is calculated and for the sake of some gain, which makes him feel unfeeling and ingenuine. Which I'm sure isn't the case later on, I just haven't been given any evidence to prove me wrong thus far. To that end, I should comment on the plot. To no one's surprise, it revolves around him trying to stop the world from ending again. The end. Considering how high the stakes are, this is understandable, and also fine. I'll cut Zeph some slack for his objective-oriented behavior. With the main cast and plot out of the way, let's talk a bit about the storytelling. There are parts of this I like, and if I had to pick, the foremost would have to be the way information is controlled. Zephyr knows all the events that are to unfold in the future. If we think about how poorly his past life went and how long his solitude lasted, he's no doubt thought endlessly about all the things he would have done different, and now he has the chance to right his past wrongs and amend his previous mistakes. Despite this, and him surely having a plan, something he has explicitly confessed, Doombreaker never subjects its readership to torturous expository dumps. We only find out what we need to know when it becomes relevant to the plot, and this maintains a level of suspense and intrigue lesser writers would have robbed us of in their excitement and eagerness. Beyond this, to fill in time, I guess I can add one more thing about the storytelling. It's organized. Similar to my complaints about the tsunderes yesterday, this is one of those things that should have to go without saying, but in my experience with overenthusiastic writers, you find that large fantasy worlds like this end up being all over the place as the result of their writers overreaching and overwhelming themselves. Seeing Doombreaker diligently progress in a tidy, linear fashion, as far as I've read at least, is far more satisfactory than seeing a wannabe Tower of God reduced to a platinum end or some similarly poor literary product. Now, I'm only going to lightly brush over these next few things because today is pretty hectic for me and the shorter this video is, the better. But believe me when I say I feel as strongly about the following as I do everything prior. The art is pretty and I don't like the extras. As always guys, thanks for... I'm joking. I probably shouldn't be as busy as I am, but I couldn't help myself. Doombreaker is very visually pleasing. The art is high quality, clean, and detailed, and these are all extremely important aspects for an action comic. Also, as some of you may have noted, I claimed to have spoken about the entire main cast despite only commenting on the main protagonist, Zephyr. And this was because I genuinely do feel like he is the only relevant character. After he returns to the past, he grows so quickly that he never maintains any of his contemporaries for very long, almost never truly needs anyone, and sure as hell never deludes anyone into thinking he does. This is all one man's quest. Since he doesn't need anyone, none of them really get developed or brought along, and that's kinda sad. I'll be sure to go on and finish all the other chapters later, but that's all I have to say for now. Do I recommend this? If you love fast-paced action with good art and hate contrived or convoluted stories, ding ding ding, we have a winner. If you're not that type of person or have seen several returner webtoons in the past, this one does nothing revolutionary enough that you should go out of your way to see it regardless. With that, I give Doombreaker a respectable 73 of 100 marks, 607 let's goes! As always guys, thanks for watching this video through to the end. I brought up Unordinary yesterday and I'll bring up Maybe Meant to Be today. I really appreciate all of you doing the things. Let's start our journey getting 1,000 subs and partner. I can only do it with your help. Follow me on Twitter if you want to hear me ramble. If you like what I do, subscribe to be notified about future content, and consider helping me out over at patreon.com/SamuX607 so I can upload higher quality videos more consistently. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you disliked the video, and comment why down below for the criticism helps me grow. It's been fun, lads and lasses. Until tomorrow, this has been SamuX607 logging out.